Hi, I'm Kelsey, a digital marketing associate here at Lessiter Media. In today's Marketing Minute, let's discuss how to make your website more accessible. So, what is web accessibility? Web accessibility is when websites are properly designed and coded so that people with disabilities can use them. Why should I make my website accessible? Having a more accessible website will expand the potential audience for your content to users who may otherwise not have been able to access it. If you improve your accessibility, you will also improve the overall user experience for your audience. After all, no one ever complained about a website being easier to use. Additionally, if your website is an extension of your business, it may be beholden to the Americans with Disabilities Act, which states that your business must be accessible to blind, deaf, cognitively impaired, and temporarily disabled people. While there are no set legal guidelines, the expectation is that your website has reasonable accessibility. How do I make my website accessible? Here are a couple steps you can take in order to make your website more accessible. Color contrast. A simple and effective way to improve the overall accessibility of your website is to check if the color contrast of your website is Web Content Accessibility Guidelines compliant by using the WebAIM Contrast Checker website. If you find your color combinations aren't passing with flying colors, then it's time to update the design of your website. Having good color contrast will not only make the site easier on the eyes, it will also make your site easier to use for visually impaired and colorblind people. Keyboard navigation. An accessibility feature that often goes overlooked is the ability to navigate a website with only a keyboard. This means your website is 100% accessible without the use of a computer mouse. Users should be able to navigate from item to item through the use of the Tab key. You'll first want to test your site yourself by trying to access its content through the sole use of a keyboard to determine potential problem spots to remedy. Then determine the next course of action to resolve those issues. Alt text. Have you ever been on a website where the pictures won't load, and instead of pictures you see text describing what the image would be? That is the work of alt text, which is the alternative text shown when an image cannot load properly. Adding alt text to your images is key to increasing your website's overall accessibility and SEO. When visually impaired users interact with your website, they most often use screen readers that read content aloud to them. Screen readers read the alt text embedded in a picture so that it is accessible to visually impaired users. A key rule to keep in mind when writing alt text is that it should be accurate and equivalent in presenting the same content and in serving the same function as the original image. A good example is using the alt text "stack of blueberry pancakes with powdered sugar" to describe this image. This description is short and specific, which are both desirable attributes for alt text. Want to learn more? I highly recommend browsing the Web Accessibility Initiative website for more information. This website has the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines listed, as well as many helpful how-to videos. I've only covered a fraction of what you can do to make your website more accessible here. Below is a list of helpful resources to help you get started. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great day.